minds. Today, we're embarking on a deep dive into the very first steps of an epic saga, a journey from, well, quiet comfort right to the edge of darkness.
That's right.
We're talking about the initial chapters of J.R.R. Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings, specifically The Fellowship of the Ring.
It's really the perfect starting point, isn't it, for understanding how even the smallest decisions, the most unexpected friendships can set these vast world-changing events in motion.
Exactly.
We'll be digging into some surprising insights, things about Tolkien's own intent, the hidden dangers in places that seem totally safe, and the unexpected strength you find in unexpected friendships.
Our mission today is to take you beyond just the plot points.
Yeah.
We want to really get into the pivotal moments, the surprising details, the deeper meanings tucked away in these early pages.
Yeah, make it click.
Make it click, exactly. Turn a dense read into something, swift but thorough. You'll get the knowledge quickly, but hopefully with those aha moments too.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the architect himself. Lots of people know the story, obviously, but maybe fewer realize the intricate history behind the words themselves.
Oh, absolutely. The publication history is quite something.
The Fellowship of the Ring was first published in Great Britain, July 29, 1954, American edition later that year. But Tolkien apparently faced this continual problem with errors.
Yes, printer errors, compositor errors.
Yeah.
But it wasn't just typos. It was what he called well-intentioned corrections to his very specific language.
Right, like changing dwarves to dwarfs.
Exactly, or elvish to elfish, further to farther. And the one he really hated, elven to elfin, he called that his worst of all.
Wow. That shows real commitment to his specific vision of the world, doesn't it? More than just spelling.
It absolutely does, and it connects to his authorial intent. He was, very clear about his prime motive. He said it was a tale-teller's desire to write a really long story that would hold the attention of readers, amuse them, delight them, and at times maybe excite them or deeply move them.
So, not an allegory.
He was adamant, explicitly stated. No inner meaning or message, neither allegorical nor topical. Which was, kind of against the grain for some fantasy back then. For Tolkien, the story's core theme just emerged. It was settled when he chose the ring as the link back to the Hobbit.
Right.
And that crucial chapter, The Shadow of the Past, he wrote that long before 1939. The war didn't change the fundamental story.
What about the ending, the scouring of the Shire? People often read that allegorically.
He addressed that too, said it was an essential part of the plot foreseen from the outset. Not an allegory for, say, post-war England. Though he did admit it had a slender basis in experience, remembering his childhood countryside being shabbily destroyed by development.
Okay.
But the main point was the story stands on its own. Its meaning comes from within the world he built.
So what this tells us, really, is that we shouldn't be hunting for hidden political messages. It's a world crafted from a storyteller's heart, its truths baked into its own reality.
Precisely. That internal consistency is key to its power.
Okay, so let's step into that world. We get introduced pretty quickly to Hobbit lore, their ancient origins, migrating west, not too bothered about history beyond, family trees.
Genealogy, yeah. Very important to hobbits. But they did invent one thing.
Pipeweed.
Pipeweed. The one art that we can certainly claim to be our own invention, as the text says.
And there's even a history for it. Two-bowled hornblower, long bottom, around 1070 Shire reckoning.
Yeah, about 1070 years after the Shire was founded. Gives it that depth, doesn't it? And the habit spread from Bree, specifically the prancing pony. These little details make it feel real.
They really do. And then we get Bilbo's big party, the 111st birthday, 144 guests, big feast.
An auspicious number, 144. A gross.
Yeah.
Very Hobbit-like.
And then the speech. This is the end. I am going. I am leaving now. Goodbye.
Classic Bilbo. And poof, he vanishes, uses the ring, leaves 144 completely flabbergasted hobbits.
Gandalf even helps cover it up, right? With a flash of light.
Yeah, a little bit of wizardly misdirection shows he's already aware something needs concealing, even if he doesn't know the full extent yet.
So Bilbo's gone, and Frodo inherits Bag End and the ring, the mysterious gold ring.
And Gandalf is clearly uneasy. He admits he was very curious about the ring, and he really pressures Bilbo to tell the true story of how he got it. Remember, Bilbo's initial story was different.
Ah, yes, the present story. It strained their friendship for a bit.
It did, because Gandalf sensed something wasn't right. And this is where things get, incredibly serious.
The big reveal.
The big reveal. Gandalf lays it out. The ring is Far more powerful than I ever dared to think. It can utterly possess any mortal, consume them, devour them, really.
Terrifying. But he says something interesting about Bilbo, doesn't he?
Yes, this is crucial. Gandalf believes Bilbo was somewhat protected because his first act involving the ring was rooted in pity and mercy, choosing not to kill Gollum. Not violence. Gandalf says, I don't think you need to worry about Bilbo. It suggests the intent behind how you interact with the ring matters. Maybe offers a tiny shield, at least at first.
So the takeaway is stark. This isn't just a magic trinket. It's this immensely dangerous, corrupting thing, and poor Frodo now has it, completely unaware of the full horror.
Exactly. The burden has been passed.
And as that shadow starts to lengthen, Gandalf fills in more of the backstory, specifically Gollum's.
Yeah, the tragic tale of Smeagol. Originally a hobbit-like creature, utterly twisted and consumed by the ring over centuries.
And Gandalf makes a point of connecting him to hobbits, doesn't he?
He does. He calls the story sad and explicitly says it might have happened to others, even to some hobbits that I have known. It makes Gollum less of a monster and more of a cautionary tale, a chilling warning, specifically for Frodo.
We also learn about the hunt for Gollum. Gandalf and Aragorn tracked him down.
Across Welderland, yeah. A huge effort. He was eventually captured, held by the elves in Mirkwood, but he escaped. An orc attack created a diversion, and Gollum inevitably made his way towards Mordor.
Oh, dear.
Gandalf deeply regrets not pushing Bilbo to destroy the ring earlier. He says, these rings have a way of being found. In evil hands, it might have done great evil. Hindsight, you know.
And right alongside this grim history, we get introduced to Sam Gamgee.
Sam, the gardener,
Uh-huh.
overhears everything, and his reaction is just wonderful. He loves tales of that sort, wants to see elves.
And Gandalf punishes him for eavesdropping.
In a very Gandalf way, yes. Makes him go with Frodo. But Sam's response, it's pure loyalty. If you don't come back, sir, then I shan't, that's certain. I am going with him if he climbs to the moon. Instantly committed.
It's a beautiful moment, a real counterpoint to the ring's darkness.
It really is. And needed, because as soon as they leave, the danger is immediate. Frodo sets out secretly with Sam, Merry, and Pippin.
And bang, first encounter with a Black Rider.
Straight away. They have to hide. The Shire's no longer safe. Frodo even quotes Bilbo's walking song, "The road goes ever on and on," that sense of embarking on something unstoppable.
They meet elves too, Gildor and Glorian.
Who give them shelter, but also a stark warning. You must now make haste, for the Shire is no longer any protection to you.
And they're worried about Gandalf being late. That does not bode well, they say.
Frodo feels guilty about bringing his friends, right?
Deeply.
Oh.
But they won't leave him that hobbit loyalty again. It's stronger than his fear for them.
Then comes the Old Forest, a dark, bad place.
Definitely creepy. And Old Man Willow grabs Merry and Pippin. It seems hopeless.
Until
Tom Bombadil.
Tom Bombadil appears singing, "Old Grey Willow Man, I'll freeze his marrow cold if he don't behave himself." Just like that.
He's such a strange character. What is he?
That's the eternal question. The book doesn't really explain him, which is part of his charm, maybe. He offers this relief, the sense of ancient natural power that's different from everything else. Almost absurd, but comforting.
After the Old Forest, they stay with Tom and Goldberry, and we learn Tom is ancient, eldest.
Remembers the first raindrop and the first acorn. He's outside the normal run of things, and crucially, the ring has no power over him.
He can see Frodo when he wears it.
Yes. Doesn't fear it, isn't tempted. It's like he operates on a completely different plane. A real enigma.
But the danger isn't over. The Barrow Downs.
No, they get captured by Barrow Wights. Terrifying. But Frodo finds courage. That line about a seed of courage hidden in the heart of the fattest and most timid hobbit, he calls Tom.
And Tom saves them again. Gives them swords from the Barrow.
Ancient swords forged against Angmar. Important later. Tom then points them towards Bree.
The prancing pony. We heard about that with the pipeweed.
Right. Bree is this interface between the Shire and the outside world. Big folk, little folk living together, people with names like Butterbur, Fernie. Very earthy.
And it's at the pony that Frodo has his accident.
The infamous song and dance routine where he slips, the ring goes on his finger, and he vanishes in the middle of the common room.
Big mistake. Draws all the wrong attention.
A huge mistake, and it leads directly to Strider.
Strider. Sitting in the corner, looking rough.
Mysterious. Disheveled. But he confronts Frodo. He knows about the ring, knows the danger. He even points out Bill Fernie as being suspicious. Treachery right there in Bree.
And then Butterbur finally delivers Gandalf's letter. very late.
Months late, the letter explains everything, reveals Strider's true identity. Aragorn. Strider tells Frodo, "I as Aragorn, son of Arathorn, and if by life or death I can save you, I will." And he quotes the verse.
All that is gold does not glitter. Not all those who wander are lost. Chills.
It really is. He shows the broken sword, Andúril, symbol of his heritage, heir of Elendil. Just as this is happening, the Black Riders attack the inn.
But they miss the hobbits.
Yeah, Strider had moved them to a different room, foresight. And back in Buckland, Fatty Bulger raises the alarm, which also helps scatter the Riders' efforts.
It's amazing how things come together. Gandalf's plan, delayed but working. Strider appearing just in time. Even the accident brings them together.
A lot of providence, or luck, depending on how you see it. But the path forward is set.
So after Bree, Strider Aragorn now leads them towards Rivendell. But the journey is perilous. Weathertop.
Weathertop is a major turning point. Frodo gets stabbed by the Witch King with a Morgul blade, a terrible wound.
Aragorn treats it with Aephelis, right? King's foil.
Yes, noting its power seems diminished in this age. A subtle hint about the fading magic, maybe, and his own connection to healing as the true king. He's also amazed Frodo survived it all thanks to the mithril coat Bilbo gave him.
Which Frodo had kept secret.
Yes,
Yeah.
saved his life. Then Glorfindel, the elf lord, finds them, a sign they're nearing Rivendell's protection.
And the chase to the ford of Bruinen. So dramatic.
It really is. The Black Riders nearly get Frodo, but the river rises in a magical flood summoned by Elrond and Gandalf and sweeps them away, horses and all.
Finally, Sanctuary. Frodo wakes up in Rivendell.
Safe, healed mostly. And Gandalf is there. He explains his absence captured by Saruman.
Which leads us to the Council of Elrond. This is huge. A massive exposition dump, but incredibly important.
Absolutely critical. You get all these different perspectives converging. Glowing the Dwarf tells about Balin going back to Moria, then silence, and a messenger from Mordor coming to the Lonely Mountain asking about hobbits. Sauron knows about Bilbo.
Chilling.
Then Elrond gives the deep history. The rings of power, Sauron's defeat, Isildur taking the One Ring and losing it, setting up the whole problem.
Boromir arrives from Gondor.
Yes, talking about Gondor's long struggle, his strange dream about a broken sword, Isildur's bane, and a halfling.
Which Aragorn then explains.
Reveals the sword, reveals his lineage, heir of Isildur. The Rangers protecting the North in secret all this time, it all connects.
And Gandalf tells his story. Saruman's betrayal.
Shocking stuff. Summoned to Isengard, Saruman showing his true colors, mocking Radagast, Radagast the fool, trying to tempt Gandalf.
Tempt him how?
With power. Join him, find the ring, use it for knowledge, rule, order. Saruman believes the time of elves is over, the time of men is weak, and that the power would pass to us, meaning the wizards.
But Gandalf refuses.
Absolutely. And Saruman imprisons him atop Orthanc. He escapes thanks to Gwaihir the Eagle. Then his desperate race to the Shire, finding Frodo gone, the delay with Butterbur's letter. It explains everything.
And finally, Legolas reports Gollum escaped from Mirkwood.
Yes, during an orc attack, another piece falling into place. Gollum is loose and likely heading towards Mordor or the Ring.
So after all that information, all that history and bad news, the big question, what do they do?
The crux of the matter. Elrond is clear. The easy path, fleeing west, is shunned. No escape that way. The only real option is the hard road. Take the ring to Mordor. Destroy it in Mount Doom.
An impossible task.
Seems like it.
Yeah.
And Bilbo, bless him, hearing Elrond talk about small hands being needed, volunteers, offers to take the ring again to finish it, or himself. Still got that tookish courage.
But it's Frodo who steps up.
Yes. Despite his fear, his longing for the Shire, he accepts the burden. Feels like some other will was using his small voice. A sense of destiny, perhaps.
And Sam.
Sam won't be denied. He crept into the council and insists on going. Then Merry and Pippin pipe up too. They won't be left behind. That fierce hobbit loyalty.
Gandalf supports them, right?
He does. Tells Elrond to trust their friendship rather than to great wisdom. A profound statement about the nature of this quest. It's not about power or knowledge, but heart.
It really shifts the focus, doesn't it? The fate of the world rests on these small, seemingly insignificant hobbits and their loyalty to each other.
Precisely. It's unexpected courage against overwhelming odds.
Okay, so the Fellowship is formed. 9 companions to counter the 9 riders. Frodo gets Sting and the mithril coat from Bilbo before they leave.
That coat shone like moonlit silver and was studded with white gems. More than just armor, a symbol of hidden worth.
They head south. Tough journey. Many sunless days, icy blasts. Then they hit Caradhras.
Redhorn Gate. They try to cross the mountains, but a terrible blizzard stops them. Feels unnatural, like the mountain itself has a malice.
They're forced back. Gandalf has to rethink. Moria comes up.
And it's immediately contentious. Boromir is strongly against it. Ill omen, dark reputation. He fears it deeply.
But Gimli wants to go.
Eagerly. See the legendary Khazad-dûm and maybe find news of Balin. Legolas and the hobbits are reluctant. But Gandalf sees it as the only way. We must tread the path that need chooses.
They send Bill the pony back. Sam is heartbroken.
A small moment, but it shows the cost already. They reach the doors of Durin, the hidden gate.
Gandalf can't remember the password.
Struggles for ages, runs through spells. Then finally, the simple answer hits him. The inscription says, "Speak, friend, and enter." The password is the Elvish word for friend, melon.
Clever. Ironic, almost.
Very. But as they go in, disaster. The Watcher in the water attacks. Tentacles grab Frodo.
Horrifying.
They barely get inside before it slams the doors shut behind them, blocking the entrance with boulders. Gandalf grimly says, "The passage is blocked behind us now. Only one way out on the other side. No turning back."
Inside Moria. Dark. Silent. Vast.
Oppressive. Then Pippin, poor Pippin, drops a stone down a well. Big causes this series of knocking sounds from the deeps. Very disquieting.
This is where Gandalf explains about Mithril.
Yes, Moria's real treasure, worth 10 times that of gold. But the dwarves delve too greedily and too deep.
And disturb that from which they fled, Durin's bane.
The Balrog. They find Balin's tomb, a record of his doomed colony, became Lord of Moria, killed by an orc. The book ends with entries like, drums in the deep, cannot get out, they are coming. Chillin' stuff.
And then the orcs attack for real.
Full assault. Huge battle in the Chamber of Mazarbul. Frodo gets skewered by an orc captain's spear.
But the mithril coat
saves him. Aragorn's reaction. The hobbit's bite is deep, meaning Frodo is tougher than he looks. They flee, but something worse is pursuing them.
Durin's bane.
The Balrog, a dark figure streaming with fire, an ancient demon of shadow and flame. Gandalf makes a stand on the bridge of Khazad-dûm.
The iconic line.
You cannot pass. He shatters the bridge, the Balrog falls, but its whip catches Gandalf, pulling him down into the abyss.
Devastating. The leader of the guide, gone.
A massive blow leaves the Fellowship reeling, grief-stricken, but it also forces Aragorn to step up immediately.
He has to lead them out.
Right. Out of Moria into Dimril Dale, he tends to Frodo's weathertop wound again with Athelas, reasserting his role, his skills, heals Sam's minor orc wound too.
They reach Lothlorien, the Golden Wood.
Legolas is relieved, calls it the heart of elfendom on Earth. But Gimli is suspicious. Tell me, Legolas, why did Gandalf not lead us through Lorien? Old elf dwarf mistrust.
And Haldir, the elf warden, reflects that.
Initially, yes.
Yeah.
He refuses to let Gimli pass unless blindfolded. That ancient grudge runs deep.
Aragorn finds a compromise.
Suggests everyone but Legolas be blindfolded. A gesture of unity or shared burden. Haldir eventually agrees to guide them. Later, they even spot orcs near their flets, driven off by the elves. Danger is close, even here.
They meet Celeborn and Galadriel, Lord and Lady of the Wood.
In Caris Galadon, the city in the trees, Celeborn is grieved by Gandalf's fall, maybe a bit critical of the decision to enter Moria.
But Galadriel defends Gandalf.
She does, gently corrects Celeborn. Needless were none of the deeds of Gandalf in life. Implies a purpose we don't see yet. She has this incredible presence, sees into their hearts.
And the Mirror of Galadriel. That's a major scene.
Hugely significant. She lets Frodo and Sam look, warns him. Seeing is both good and perilous. What you see might be things that were, things that are, or things that might be.
Frodo sees unsettling things.
A figure in white Gandalf, Saruman, a ship, and then the Eye of Sauron, searching, filling the mirror.
Yeah.
Terrifying. The ring on his neck grows heavy. He feels the pull.
And then he offers her the ring.
The ultimate test. He sees her power, thinks maybe she could handle it. But Galadriel understands the temptation. She shows him what she would become if she took it, beautiful and terrible.
But she refuses.
She passes the test. I pass the test. I will diminish and go into the west and remain Galadriel. Chooses wisdom and fading over power and dominion, a profound act of resistance.
Frodo asks why he can't see her ring, or Gandalf's.
Galadriel explains the rings weren't made for revealing, but for ruling, for evil, essentially. Unless he claimed the one ring fully, he wouldn't master the others.
Before they leave, they get gifts. Lembas bread.
Elven whey bread, superfood, more sustaining than anything men make. One small cake lasts a day. Practical magic.
And the cloaks.
Light, warm, camouflaged, gray, but shifting with the light and shadow, fastened with those beautiful leaf brooches, gifts of stealth and protection.
Frodo gets the file.
The Phial of Galadriel, containing the light of Arendel's star. May it be a light to you in dark places when all other lights go out. Pure hope in a bottle.
And Aragorn gets a special sheath for Andúril.
Magically wrought, so the reforged blade shall not be stained or broken even in defeat, reinforcing his destiny and the sword's power.
These gifts are more than just objects, aren't they? They're symbols of hope, protection, endurance.
Absolutely. Tangible signs of the good still left in the world fighting against the shadow.
Okay, so they leave Lothlorien, refreshed but still grieving, down the great river Anduin in boats.
A quieter part of the journey, but tense. They know they're being followed.
Gollum.
Sam sees him first. Pale, lamp-like eyes on a log floating behind them at night. Utterly creepy. He's definitely tracking the ring. And they get shot at by orcs from the eastern bank. Legolas takes down a great-winged creature, a Nazgul on its fell beast, maybe, a scout.
They reach the rapids, Sarnjabir. Impassable.
Have to carry the boats. Aragorn and Legolas find a portage path. It's near here, at Parth-Galen, by the falls of Rauros, that everything falls apart.
The breaking of the Fellowship. Boromir.
Boromir finally cracks under the ring's pressure. He tries to persuade Frodo take the ring to Minas Tirith, use its power against Sauron. The fearless, the ruthless, these alone will achieve victory.
He's desperate for his city, his people.
Understandable, but the ring twists that love into a desire for power. He tries to take the ring by force. I am too strong for you, halfling. Terrifies Frodo.
Frodo uses the ring to escape.
Puts it on, vanishes. While invisible, he climbs Amon Hen, the seat of seeing, and has these overwhelming visions of war engulfing Middle-earth. He sees the Eye searching for him.
And makes his decision.
Realizes the ring will corrupt everyone. He has to go to Mordor alone. It's the only way.
But Sam figures it out.
The Fellowship scatters, looking for Frodo. But Sam, bless his hobbit sense, realizes what Frodo intends. He runs down to the shore, sees Frodo trying to launch a boat.
And he just wades in after him.
Can't swim well, but doesn't care. I couldn't have borne it. It'd have been the death of me, and I'm coming with you. Unshakable.
Frodo has to pull him into the boat. It's such a powerful image of loyalty.
It really is. Frodo accepts it. It is plain that we were meant to go together. The original Fellowship is broken, but this core partnership is forged.
So what's the big takeaway here? The Grand Alliance shatters not from orcs, but from internal weakness. The ring's power.
Exactly. It shows how insidious the ring is. Corrupts even the noble Boromir. But it also highlights where true strength lies not in grand plans or mighty warriors necessarily, but in simple courage and loyalty, like Sam's.
And so the first part ends. Two hobbits alone, heading east towards Mordor, the land of shadow.
A daunting, almost hopeless image, but their bond gives you that glimmer of hope.
What an incredible journey we've charted today. Seriously, from Tolkien arguing with printers about commas and spellings.
Right, the details.
All the way to the Balrog and the breaking of the Fellowship. We've seen how this first book lays all the groundwork. The stakes, the characters, the nature of the enemy, the impossible task ahead.
You really have witnessed the author's deliberate craft, the subtle ways power corrupts, and just how vital those unexpected virtues are. Pity, loyalty, simple courage.
Yeah.
The story keeps hammering that home. Great deeds aren't always done by the mighty. Often it's the small hands doing what they do because, well, they must.
As we leave Frodo and Sam on that lonely bank, paddling towards Mordor, here's something to think about. In a world full of overwhelming challenges, maybe like our own sometimes, where do you find your own mithril coat or your Phial of Galadriel?
Good question.
What unexpected strengths or maybe what loyalties, what friendships emerge for you when the path ahead looks utterly dark?